Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Ivrea in Italy for the final session here at the ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup 1. It's the first race of 5 in the 2016 season and it's finals time. It's the women's kayak and then the C2 men's categories. We've already seen the action yesterday. We saw the C1 men, Michaliane of the Czech Republic taking gold. And then Australia's Jessica Fox takes gold in the C1 women. She's in action this afternoon in the women's kayak final. And then it was an Italian 1-2 here in Ivrea in Italy in the K1 men. And you can see this great city here. We're right in the heart of Ivrea. And in the background you can see the mountains, the foothills of the Alps. And we are very much set for the 10-boat K1 women final and the 10-boat C2 final. Finally, the sun has come out here in Ivrea. Myself, Andy Maddock, here in the commentary box, and I'm pleased to say that I'm joined by the French C2 pair, the fastest qualifiers in the heats, Pierre-Antoine Tillard and Etienne Lerouillet. And you're going to give us a bit of an insight over the course of these finals. So firstly, thank you for joining me, and it'd be really interesting to hear your perspective on this finals course. So we will be getting underway with the K1 women. It's the final 10 boats and they race off in the reverse order of the semi-final performance. So Germany's Ricarda Funk will be off last, and here's the start list. So Germany's Jasmin Schornberg will lead away. We've got 9 nations represented in this 10-boat final, and 4 world champions racing. So Pat, I'm going to ask you first, who's your favourite for this women's kayak final?
I don't know, maybe Jessica Fox, because she's kind of French. She's Australian and also French, so it's my favorite.
Well, I think that's probably a good estimate. She had 6 seconds in penalties on the first run and one of the fastest times. But we are underway with racing here at Ivrea in northern Italy. Jasmin Schornberg, world champion in 2009, has the opportunity to set the pace and set a time for everyone else to chase. She's certainly capable of doing that from a strong German team. And in the semi-finals, the fastest raw time was 101.18 seconds. So that is going to be a good target to get on the podium performance. So, Eddie, looking at this middle section, what's the crucial technical challenge for gates 12-13?
12-13, like as we see here, there's maybe a little touch. You have to take the time just before the drop to hold on, and be sure you go far in the eddy to have the right speed on the way out. So keep the blade on the water, and yeah, no mistake is good line and good lines. I guess it's a good solution here.
Well, it looks like, although a penalty showing on gate 12, it looks like Jasmin Schornberg of Germany is putting a good run together here in the final. Ducks off 20-21, and now really important, the bottom section, to keep the momentum. The arms are tired, the physical fatigue is coming in, and a good line through 23 and 24 is crucial, and that's good.
That's good. Now the sprint.
So Jasmin Schornberg sets the time for everybody else to chase. 1:04.97 plus that 2-second penalty on gate 12, and a good time to chase. It's certainly beatable, but Jasmin Schornberg, the 2009 world champion, there we see that 2-second penalty on the approach to gate 12.
Yeah, she kept her boat cruising the whole time, and despite the touch, it's a good run, I think. No big mistake.
Well, I'd agree there. And the strategy on gate 12, do you always try and take the bow of the boat outside of the gate?
Most of the time.
In C1 I go straight the gate with the right side, but in C2 we have definitely to be on the left side and
Come from far.
You come in from wide and with more pretense.
But I think in K1 you can go straight as well.
And naked.
So we're underway with our second finalist, and it is the paddler from France, Estelle Mangin. Mangin.
Estelle Mangin pour les Français.
Pour les Français, Estelle Mangin is on course. Tell us a little bit about Estelle, but already a 2-second penalty on gate 3.
Yeah, and the rest of the offset was good, and we'll see. It starts really here. I mean,
well, that's right. This is the business end of the course. You can't win the race at the top, but you can lose it. And Estelle Mangin of France looking tidy through that middle section, and coming towards the second split at gate 16. Well, she's in touch, 1 second down, and this is where she can make up some time. The upstream gate 18 has proved tricky throughout the weekend. What would your advice be for gate 18?
Gate 18, I think it's like gate 12. You can be low, it's not a problem if you are too high. So if you are too low, you still have the boat cruising and you're not using your arms. So it's better to be a bit low, keep the speed to go really like next to the bank to be sure.
Well, here she comes to the finish. So chasing that time, 106.97. She's outside of that time, into second place for Estelle Mangin of France. And Jasmine Schomburg still leading the way for Germany. Estelle Mangin into second place for France. And that lead time, 106.97. 8 boats still to go in this, the ICF World Cup 1. It's the final of the women's kayak event here in Ivrea on the River Dora Baltea, and great shot there, nicely done through gate 14 and 15. So next up, it is the local favourite from Italy. The crowd are getting animated. Stephanie Horn is on course, the sole Italian representative in this afternoon's finals, and the weight of a city, the weight of a country rests on Stephanie's shoulders. Gold and silver yesterday in the K1 men's event.
I was about to say that there's a bit of Daniele Malmenti in her strokes. She looks powerful on the top, and we could see that she approached gate 3 from the left, which is a bit different from Yasmin and Estelle just before. It looks good on the top, but she's maybe picked up the touch on gate 2.
Yeah, gate 2.
Yes, unfortunate touch there, but she's absorbed part of it. She's just 0.82 seconds down on the early split, but too tight into gate 12. And in all sorts of problems, it looks like she may not have negotiated that correctly. We'll wait and see. We'll leave the judges to decide that. But Stephanie Horn of Italy, yes, a 50-second penalty goes on the score. So it's not to be. Another podium for the Italians today.
Yeah, it's really hard to find the right balance between being too low. Oh yeah, she's going
straight.
for the direct now.
Wow. Well, she delivers it, and I wonder if she would have done that if she was still on a good run. It's hard to tell if that was a plan A or just one for the crowd after that mistake on gate 12.
Technically impressive.
Yeah, very good stuff there for the Italian. And another 50-second penalty on the final gate, if I'm not mistaken. Stephanie Horn is disappointing. She acknowledges the support of the crowd, but it is still Germany's Jasmine Schomburg leading the way, a step ahead of Estelle Mangin of France. To go in this final. Alongside me, Pierre-Antoine Tillard, Etienne Lerouillet, C2 paddlers, and C1 paddlers for their French team. And what are your plans over the next couple of weeks? Are you doing the World Cup in Sao and in Po?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do all the World Cup in C1 for me, and the first 3 in C2. So yeah.
Well, it's a busy schedule. We'll maybe talk about that in a little bit. But next up, Ana Sachila of Brazil. She was the fastest in the heats on Friday and went off last in the semi-final. We know she can be quick, but equally penalties can be costly.
Yeah, she won the qualification run, so she can be quick.
It's good to see her in the final here. She improved a lot. That's what we were saying with the French team. We've seen her on the training sessions, and she looked really comfortable on the big water. We can see there's no penalty here.
Yes,
Point 3.
She's very much in touch with that early split. Now she comes into the technical section. This is where you can make or break the run. She's taken the left-hand line, the wide line.
Yeah, she's a bit low, but
then she have the speed on the way out. It's
yeah,
getting good.
Well, she's certainly ahead of the game through 14 and 15 and is in touch with our current race leader. 1.3. There is a lot of time. Oh, leaving it late in 17.
That was good. Yeah, because we have to remember that Yasmin and Estelle both have a touch, and so if she's clean, then she have a bit of time. Oh.
Well, a 50-second penalty showing on 14. I'm not sure, I didn't see that, but let's focus on that. She certainly won't know that that penalty is there. And Ana Sachila of Brazil, currently another penalty on gate 21. And has she got the line? No, she's not got the line through to finish, so a bit more time slipping away. So Jasmin Schomburg of Germany holds on to the lead ahead of Estelle Mongin of France, and Ana Sachila of Brazil goes into third place. Disappointment there for the young Brazilian. She normally competes in the C1 women and the K1 women's category, but choosing to focus here, and this is where the 50-second penalty is. I don't know about you, I would say she left the judges to make a call on that one.
Yeah, we won't say anything. But yeah, for sure it was a bit tight here, but the judges have 3 points of view with the video, so I think if they put the 50, it might be in.
Well, next up, having just secured her Olympic spot to represent Austria at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, it's Karina Kühnle, wearing bib number 2, double world champion, and the pressure probably a little bit off her shoulders, and will she come good on this final? Well, she's got an early penalty on the downstream gate 4, but she really looks like she's racing freely on this run.
Yeah, she looks really fast on the top, not as she was a bit more tighter than the others on the top, and for sure if there's someone that has the lines and the speed to be faster than the others, even with the touch, it's her.
Well, that was superb through 12, 13 and 14, and surely that will show on the split, and it does.
Really smooth.
3 seconds up, and that includes a 2-second penalty. So we are looking at a double world champion who has just secured her Olympic spot, and she is on the charge. Can she hold on to it in the final gates? Our course designers, Roberto D'Angelo and Nathalie Sigurdist of Switzerland, and they've set a good challenge on this pretty natural course, but a great run for Karina Kühnle.
Yeah, she's patient, but you need to be patient, and then she pushes a lot there. We'll see. Here, well, it's really boily.
She's got the line at the finish. Yeah. She just needs to give it her all on the final sprint. 105.66. New race leader Karina Kühnle of Austria takes the lead at the halfway point in this 10-boat final. So it's Austria lead ahead of Germany's Jasmin Schomburg and France's Estelle Mangin still holding on to third place.
Jess is gonna come now. I don't know if she knows that there's 3 penalties for the 3 first girls, but yeah, it's interesting to see that there's at least 2 seconds margin.
I think she was very fast in semi-final, but she had 3 penalty. I remember.
That's right, Pat.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. So she did a 1:01 in the semi-final. Jessica Fox, the world champion from 2014, is on course for Australia. She was supremely quick on that semi-final run, but messy. 3 touches. So can she tidy it up? Well, she will have looked between runs on the video, and this her opportunity to add to her gold medal yesterday in the C1 women's event.
It's the 4th time she is doing this course now, so this is really fast.
Yes, look, nearly a second up on the first split, and she really looks like she has found that rhythm. So you say the to do multiple runs on the course.
I don't know. It's helped me a little, but yeah, it's not the same way in C2. So
Yes, I understand it's very different lines, very different technique.
yeah.
But Jessica Fox keeping it clean here, and she has dropped a bit of time in the middle section though, so she has got it all to do at the bottom of the course if she's to challenge race leader Karina Kundler of Austria.
Still clean there.
So
Yeah.
keeps it clean through gate 20 and
it will
21.
be a good time, I think.
I think you're right, she's tight into 22, and
Well,
has she cut it too tight on the exit? Certainly.
Wow.
Well, it's going to be a good run. I think we're looking at the new race leader.
What a run. Really impressive there.
So Australia take the lead in this World Cup 1, the race finale of the K1 women's category. And it certainly gets the approval of my French colleagues here in the commentary box. And what a recovery on the bottom section there. She came too tight out of 22, but she didn't panic.
Yeah, exactly. That's really impressive. Going backwards just before the big drop at the end. When you know how bully it is down the bottom, you don't want to be sideways on this spot. And she did it.
So Jessica Fox of Australia leading ahead of Karina Kundler of Austria, Jasmin Schomburg of Germany. We have 4 boats to go in this women's kayak final. And next up from the People's Republic of China, it is Lu Li, and an early penalty on gate 3. That has caused lots of problems throughout the semi-finals and the finals. What makes it so difficult?
The eddy is really small, and so when you enter this eddy, you want to turn not to touch the concrete on the side, and at the same time it's a really short exit.
Oh, and rejected from the eddy on gate 9, and it's all over for Lu Li of the People's Republic of China. And maybe just trying too hard after that early mistake. And even if she gets back for gate 9, then not only will she have lost all that time, but also the energy will be gone.
Yeah, that's for sure. The run is done there, but it's good spirit to come back and take the gates and finish for the crowd. The Italian crowd will appreciate, I think.
Yes, we've got a good Italian crowd here in Ivrea. We're right in the heart of the city, the old city of Ivrea. And the sun has finally come out for us after several cloudy days here in the foothills of the Alps. And Lu Li of the People's Republic of China very much putting a spirited performance in here. She's going to be out of contention for the podium, but she's really put that error behind her. She's still got a good pace, a good rhythm.
Yeah, and we are talking about a World Cup winner here. She won, if I'm right, she won in London last year.
The year before, I think.
The year before. Okay.
The World Cup in
London.
2014.
You're right, and of course Pat, you had a great victory on your home course in 2015. How special was that to win last year?
Nah, it's very special in my home crowd. So yeah, I'm so happy to won one time in Po, and yeah, it was fantastic.
So into 5th place for the athlete from the People's Republic of China, Lu Li. And that mistake at the top part of the course really proving costly. So we are now into the final 3, the fastest 3 from the semi-final. And it is Great Britain's Elizabeth Neve on the course. So Jessica Fox, our race leader still for Australia, 1:03.33. That's easy to remember. That's the target time.
That's one of the smoothest time we've runs we've seen this morning. Was Lizzie a bit low here, but still keeps the speed.
Yes, you're right, a little bit sticky there. So 0.1 down, but I think that may well have grown a little bit. This is where it's going to count. So we know that 101 was possible in the semi-final. So Jessica Fox of Australia, our race leader, has left the door open for others to follow. Very tidy through 13 and 14. And Lizzie Neve keeping it clean as she goes into the upstream gate 16. But you're right there, Eddie, 2.33. That a lot of that lost in and around gate 9.
Yeah, watching Lizzie's semi-final this morning, she was doing the ups in one stroke in and out, and here it's a bit lower. We will see what it...
Well, she put in a solid, clean run performance on the semi-final to qualify through in 3rd place. And yeah, good reaction on gate 20. Keeping it together. 2 more gates stand between her and a finish, and a great line through 23 to 24. Well, she's going to be outside of the time set by Jessica Fox, and
maybe for the podium, 4th place.
And a last-minute penalty on the last gate, and into 4th place for Lizzie Neve of Great Britain. So Jessica Fox still leading for Australia. Will she make it 2 gold medals from this first World Cup of the season? And here we see ducking off gate 20. Karina Kuhnle of Austria still holding on to silver, and Jasmine Schomburg of Germany in 3rd place.
Jessica just secured the spot on the podium, I think.
You're right, so Jessica guaranteed a medal, and 2 boats to go. Jana Dukatova of Slovakia. She will be going to the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. She is a world champion, and she has a very distinctive, very smooth style. And her technique, her stroke placement is second to none.
Exactly, and Jana and Emilie Fer have almost the same technique, low pace and powerful strokes, but at the same time often waiting for the water to be with her.
Well, similar problem there to Great Britain's Lizzie Neve, a little bit low in the upstream gate 9, and already a second down. So Dukatova for Slovakia needs to do something special now. Well, that's a good start. Well, she's certainly ducking and diving in the middle section. Jana Dukatova coming towards gate 16, and the time is slipping away.
1 stroke in and out, necking the gates.
Well, it's all gone wrong for Jana. Yes, she's still in the race, but it looks like her body language says that she knows she's not going to make the podium today. 7 seconds adrift when she went through gate 16, and not finding the rhythm on the bottom section.
It's really hard to catch up again because the girls on the podium are Karina Kuhnle, Jasmine Schomburg, talented paddlers, and really...
So, yeah, Jana Dukatova, a 50-second penalty on 13. Well, she certainly ducked off the pole there, and only good enough for 7th place. So disappointment there for Slovakia, but Jessica Fox of Australia now guaranteed a silver medal. Karina Kundler guaranteed a medal.
And
One-
Germany.
One boat to go, and it is one of the most consistent boats in the recent history. Certainly Germany's Ricarda Funk, as we just watched, Jana Dukatova, that was the move on gate 13 that incurred a 50-second penalty. So last up, Ricarda Funk, the fastest boat in the semi-finals, and so she has to go quicker than 1:03.33 to take gold here at the ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup.
She looks amazingly light and powerful at the same time. And yeah, Pat is right. Germany has secured a medal here, but we don't know who from Jasmine or...
That's a very good point, actually. Yes, Germany have a medal, but yes, who's it going to be? Well, Ricarda Funk has set a good pace at the top of the course. She's a World Championship and European Championship silver medalist in 2015. Hugely consistent through the season, the World Cup season, except when it mattered at the World Cup final. And Ricarda Funk making it look easy here.
It looks flat. When you see her pedaling, it's crazy.
Yeah, she's impressive.
So, well, it's neck and neck. This is a fantastic finale. So 3/100ths of a second is all that separates our current race leader, Jessica Fox of Australia, and Ricarda Funk on course for Germany. This is the spin. She's delivered it. Now she's got to keep it clean through gate 20 and 21.
That looks good. Jess was really high here on this eddy, in and out, and clean until the bottom, but she had a big mistake here.
So 2 gates stand between her and the finish. Surely we're looking at the new race leader here. Ricarda Funk of Germany wins here in Ivrea. Germany take the gold. 1:02.98, but still very tight racing indeed, and no one quite found the pace that they did in the semi-final. So Ricarda Funk of Germany takes gold here in Ivrea. Jessica Fox adds to her gold medal yesterday with a silver for Australia, and Karina Kundler getting selected for the Olympic team with a bronze medal. So, well, what was the highlight for you, Eddie, that racing there?
Yeah, I can say now that from the beginning she was my bet for the victory. The highlight is, I think, the adaptation of Jess Fox, and for sure the speed of Richie Funk here is amazing. Yeah, nice.
It's a great shot there. She's savouring there the victory, and of course disappointment for her in not getting selected to represent Germany at the Olympic Games, and she's been the most consistent of the German women's kayaks over the last couple of years.
Exactly, there's a few surprises when you see Martiken staying home, Neveu staying home, Radilek the same. Yeah, there's so many good paddlers we could...
Well, there we have it. Ricarda Funk of Germany starts the ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup Series with a win, 60 points, and Jessica Fox of Australia, successful weekend for her, silver medal here, and then in third place, Karina Kundler of Austria, world champion, a double world champion in bronze medal.
Big course and really tough course design. I really think it's crazy to see 6 women in less than 5 seconds with penalties. It's really impressive for them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Really good point made by Diane Larouillet alongside me. Tight racing, so yes, really good quality racing here, but yeah, the top 6 separated by less than 5 seconds. So 4th place, Jasmine Schornberg of Germany. 5th, Elizabeth Neve of Great Britain. And in 6th place, Estelle Mangin of France. So, well, if that's whet your appetite for the action, then don't go away, because we still have the C2 men's final. That's up in just a couple of minutes. And alongside me in the commentary box, I have Pierre-Antoine Tillard and Etienne Lerouillet of France, unfortunately finishing in 11th place in the semi-final. But we do have 3 French boats in this ICF C2 men's final. Just give us a little bit of an insight. Who do you think is going to take the honours here? We've got 7 nations, we've got 3 French boats, 2 German boats. The Hochschorners were the quickest raw time. What's your punt? Pat, who's going to win?
Maybe a French, I don't know.
And what about you, Eddie?
We have to be careful of Kayol and Maniko. They can be fast, really fast.
So that's your bet, is Siam Naniko and Kylo are the, well, they can be fast, you're right, and any of the French C2 crews are very dangerous.
They're all good, and I think Karlovsky Yane are really powerful as well. Really impressive on their capacity of pulling on the pedal. It's really crazy, but I'd go for the Hochschorners brothers on the semi-final. So.
Well, they were certainly the fastest in that semi-final. As we just see there, the point scores for the women's kayak final there. Remember, it's a 5-race World Cup series, and this is race 1. Race 2 in La Seu d'Urgell in Spain next weekend. Then we move on to Pau, just over the Pyrenees in southern France, in a fortnight's time. Then we have a little bit of a break, something called the Olympic Games in the middle, and then we move on to Prague in the Czech Republic and finish in Slovenia at Tartzen for double points race. And the start list, 10 boats, and race in reverse order of this semi-final. So Pierre Picot and Hugo Bissot will go off last as the fastest in that semi-final. And my observation from the semi-final earlier on, Eddie, was that the bottom section of the course was really catching out the C2s. There was a lot of time in there, particularly in gate 19 and 2021. Would that be your interpretation?
Yeah, exactly, because when you do the reverse on gate 19, if you are back left, then you can hold it before the little stopper, gate 20, 21, and if you are on the right side, so you're opposite, and it's really unpleasant, I think, for the back paddler, and really tight to make it to gate 21 without a touch, so we will see.
And is there a rock in the river just before gate 19? We saw a broken paddle and we saw some other problems there.
Yeah, the tail
touches, but after 1 week of training here, we still don't know what's underneath the water.
Well, we're underway with racing, a 10-boat final here in the C2 men's final. It's the last event of a great weekend of racing here in Ivrea. We are live in northern Italy, and the first crew is from Germany. It's Kai and Kevin Muller, and they have the opportunity to set the pace. They can tighten the screw on everyone else still to come. 106.30 was the fastest raw time in the semi-finals. That was set by Pavel and Peter Hochschorner of Slovakia. And how much more time do you think? Do you think it'll go below 106 seconds in the final?
Yeah, that's for sure. That's what we were in 109 with Pat and not having a good run. That's for sure. You can bet for 103, 104.
Well, we can certainly normally expect the C2s to be similar time to the women's kayak.
Yeah.
And the Muller looking tidy actually through the section. They're clean up until gate 17.
Yeah, 2 big babies on the
and then we have it, we were saying, gate 19, just how tricky it is. And the first penalty for Kai and Kevin Muller.
Back paddler is paddling on the right side, and it's really difficult, as we said just before. You see, oh, there's a 50 on gate 21.
Well, I didn't see that, but yes, it looks like after such a promising start to their run up until gate 18, it's that bottom section again, the sting in the tail, and a 50-second penalty, but a good time, a good point there from Pat, the 107.68. So already people going faster in the final than in the semi-final.
Yeah, a bit tight on the up just before up 18, a bit tight on the way out, so that didn't have the speed to go through this current, and then yeah,
It's,
tricky.
It's a tricky call there.
The judges judged.
Well, each team has the opportunity to inquire against any penalties, and whether that will happen or not, I don't know. But let's turn our attention to our next crew. Another qualifier from the People's Republic of China. So good to have a representative from Asia in this World Cup final. So it is Zhang and Deng of the People's Republic of China.
As Pat was saying yesterday, they were apparently doing sprints on the flat water, so they are ready.
Very powerful athletes, and in the C2, it's even more powerful even more important to have the power. Just explain the difference in the role between the front man and the back man.
I paddle and he turned the boat.
Yeah, in the front he has to make the
No,
speed.
it's not like that, but
Almost. I let him paddle. Watching Richard and David, Florence Anslow, I'd do exactly the same as Richard. I mean, doing nothing in the back.
So if you're watching this at home, Richard, then there's the message. But you're right. So Pat in the front is the engine of the boat.
Exactly.
And
Driving.
Eddie in the back is responsible for steering and dealing with all the problems created by Pat in the front.
Exactly. So that's why it was a bit of my fault today, because we had 3 penalties, and when we have a good run, it's thanks to him, because he paddled well. So I don't really know why I still paddle C2, but
well, it's a clean run so far for the crew from the People's Republic of China. Zhang and Deng looking like they are going to challenge for the race lead here. They're sprinting to the finish, and they are surely going to take the race lead. 1:10.45 into first place. And Hang Zhang and Zhao Deng of the People's
they can.
it's a clean run, so
Yeah, big achievement to do one final for them and then clean run in the final. It's good news.
Well, already they're guaranteed to be no lower than in 9th place, and really looking like they were paddling in harmony. So next up, it's the first of 3 French crews in this final, and it is Nicolas Cianmanico and it is Hugo Callion.
Yeah.
Now, as they come in, quite important to get out tight, opens up the next section, and so far clean on the top section. That's really important as we get into the river narrows down as we come towards gate 9. It gets steeper.
it's a good start for us.
Look at that, 2.35 seconds up on the split.
And they make a slide. As you go in the back paddling a lot to keep the boat running on the top. Wow, what an edge.
So commitment into gate 12, and very nice through 13. They're ahead of the game through the stagger, and that's it. Gets a big nod of approval from their teammates alongside me here. 4 seconds up on the race leaders.
Wow.
Well, you tip them to be strong and fast. Can they hold on to it in the final 6 gates of this 24-gate course?
Yeah, they were pretty strong during the really shake, I think, during the whole week. They were surprisingly fast.
Yeah, they won the first race of the selection.
And then another podium on race 2, and they have a huge run here.
Well, if they can hold it together through this final game, caught the eddy, and it's a clean run, but they've given away some time at the bottom. They are going to take the race lead, but that was going to be an outstanding run, and have they left the door slightly open for someone to come in and snatch the victory?
Yeah.
Well, a great performance there. They know they've done well, but yeah, they can't believe that gate 24.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hard finish.
The finish is at the finish line. Even if you pass the last gate.
Here we see it.
Sweep. Oh, yeah.
The bows catch in the eddy, And is it Hugo in the back has to do a big for, but let's not forget they are our race leaders. 107.37,
Clean.
another clean run. So it is France leading ahead of the People's Republic of China and Germany, but still the fastest boats from the semi-final to go. And next up from Spain, it's Daniel Marzo and Jesus Perez. They will be looking forward to racing on their home venue in La Seu d'Urgell next weekend. You can follow all that action here live on the Planet Canoe YouTube channel, and just follow all the action on canoeicf.com.
Wow, that was a great start from them.
Yeah, but we got touch at the gate 3.
Yeah, little touch.
Well, came on late. Obviously, a small touch, but they've got to keep it going.
Yeah, it's good for them to be in the final this week. Just before next weekend, they will be in their home course, so they must be really disappointed after the non-qualified their boat for the Olympics in Rio. So I think they are really prepared. Wow, that was an amazing job from the back guy.
Well, and you can see they're still recovering from that mistake on gate 16. Like you say, great recovery, but now is their opportunity to settle the boat and keep it clean through the bottom section. So in terms of the split time, they were nearly 3 seconds down on our race leaders from France, and another penalty since that split.
Yeah, it will depend on the sprint at the end, I think.
Yes, if they can find the line that eluded our pair, Sian-Manico Cayol of France, then that would be a way of making up some time. Well, it's a better line to the finish, but they are outside of that time, into 4th place for the crew from Spain.
And the Chinese holding the 2nd place.
So Sian-Manico Cayol of France still leading in this C2 men's final here in Italy. It's the first race of the ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup Series. And Zhang Deng of the People's Republic of China in 2nd place. Kai and Kevin Muller of Germany holding on to 3rd place at the moment. Here we see just the concentration required from these athletes. So next up, this is a crew that could be very fast. From the Czech Republic, Ondřej Karlovský and Jakub Jane. Very quick indeed. They've been on the podium at World Cup level, and when they find their form, they can be very hard to beat.
Yeah, exactly. The powerful strokes there in the front and the back, the guy in the back as well. So we will see how it goes on the big drops.
Well, they were 3rd overall in last year's World Cup Series, and they started off this season well with a 4th at the Euros, and they've started this run well. Nearly a 2nd to the good on the top section. That would be good as they go into this more technical section in the middle.
That's good.
Well,
big bounce on the way out.
So the Czech Republic, Karlovský, Jane looking tidy through 15, and it's, well, the advantage has been cut, but importantly, they are still very much challenging for the lead. And don't forget, the current race leaders did have some time loss on that final sprint to the finish. So Karlovský, Jane of the Czech Republic come into this critical spin on gate 19 to re-accelerate the boat, and most importantly, keep it clean through 20 and 21. Looks a little bit sticky there.
Yeah, same as Cayol Sian-Manico, the guy in the back on the right side. It's really difficult for him to go out of this reverse gate they had to do on 19.
But now as they come through to the final move, this is where they have the advantage.
It's going to be close.
But the bows have flicked up and taken a touch. So they're actually going to go into 3rd place. So all the way down the course, they challenged for the lead. But only 3rd place for Ondřej Karlovský, Jakub Jane of the Czech Republic. So we're halfway through the C2 men's final, and it is Nicolas Sian-Manico and Hugo Cayol of France leading the way 107.37 ahead of Zhang and Deng of the People's Republic of China. And here we see the Czech crew unable to break into that top two. So one of the outstanding performances I thought in the semi-final was this crew here from Brazil. It was Charles Canoe and Anderson Oliveira, and they put in a very strong performance to qualify in 5th place. Can they repeat it in the final?
Yeah, it will be interesting to watch. They have a really smooth style. I think they're really light, and they have this Slovenian French style between Klaus Pesch and the Slovenian crew. So there's a touch there.
So yeah, first touch on their run, gate 9, and they, as you say, very smooth. That's the key to their paddling, and I think that's the key. We talked to Ettore Evaldi, their coach, who's very keen on the fact that they feel the rhythm of the white water. They don't force the paddling, and certainly an emerging team, the Brazilian team, on the World Championship and World Cup circuit.
Yeah, they have a huge preparation there. This year, it's going to be a big year in their life. I think they will remember it.
Well, this boat, I think this weekend will secure the position. I think they were pretty much certain, but I think this weekend they confirm that this boat will go to the Rio Olympic Games as Brazil's representative in the C2 category.
And I don't know, but the guy in the front did C1 yesterday, and I think he won in the Brazilian team.
You're correct. I think yes, Charles.
So I don't know if he double for Rio in C1 and C2, but
he will double up in C1. So that's Charles Canoe in the front, and into 6th place. A little bit sticky on that final section, but a good recovery there on 24.
Yeah, they did about the same mistake as we've done with Pat, going out of the last up a bit too far, and so you are really far on the right side of the second last gate, and it makes it really hard for the sprint.
So still Jean-Manico Caillol of France leading the way.
And China still second. So
yeah, the
People's
Republic still second. Czech Republic holding on to 3rd place. 4 boats still to go, and it's the second German boat in this final. It's David Schroeder and Nico Bedke. Nico Bedke, a former C1 World Cup winner, and but more and more making his name in C2 in recent seasons.
Yeah, super talented paddler, and remember here 2 years ago he won the ICF that was hosting here, and yeah, he's really powerful, strong C1.
Well, they're up on the early split, not a lot to choose between them and our French crew, but a penalty on gate 8 now, and all of a sudden the advantage turns to a deficit. Well, a little bit low.
Still have the speed on the way out.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. If you go low and you carry your speed, it helps you on the next section.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is slalom.
Well, they're certainly giving it their all here in the ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup final. It's race 1 of the 5 race series here in 2016, and a great upstream on 18.
Yeah, 1 stroke in and out, really good. Oh, again, when you are righty on the back, it's really hard, but it gives you the opportunity to push here if you turn the shoulders properly.
It's great having the insights of Pierre-Antoine Tillard and Eden Lerouillet. So unfortunately 11th in the semi-final, but their loss is my gain in the commentary box here. And into 2nd place for Germany, so a good time there, 108.48. That's the fastest run time that we've seen so far, but 4 seconds in penalties, and that means that our race leaders, Jean-Manico Caillol of France, can breathe again. So 3 boats to go, and that means that France will have a medal in this competition.
At least 1.
At least 1, yes, okay.
Let's go for 3.
Well, it's let's see what happens. and it wouldn't be the first time.
Yep.
So excitement here. 3 paddlers still to go in this, the C2 men's final, and they're the fastest 3 from the semi-finals. So led away now, Yves Prigent, Loïs Savella of France, coming down this 24-gate course. Of course, the gate sequence set up by Roberto D'Angelo of Italy, Nathalie Sigurist of Switzerland. And I think they've set a fair course on this water. Would you agree?
On?
The course designers have done a good job of the course here.
Yeah, it was challenging on the qualification, but it's also super hard here to be consistent 2 times in a row in less than 4 hours. And what we've seen here with Yves and Loïc on the top is that technically when you're good and you just put the power at the right moment, then you have good lines. Well, there's a rock there, guys.
They've garaged is the term there. And a good run. They had the advantage at the top. Has just got a bit unsettled now, so they need to settle it down and get back into the groove. 5 seconds now adrift of their compatriots, Jean-Manico Caillol, who are our current race leaders as they come into the upstream 18.
Yeah, really smooth there. Yves in the front is really technical, and Loïc in the back holding it together. Then last year's Po World Cup was a surprise for them. They had a huge run in qualification, then same in the semi-final and again in the final, and they had a medal at Po last year.
Yeah, they finished 3rd.
They can be good. There's a little touch again, gate 21.
Yeah, disappointing because they were very good through that spin on gate 19.
Allez.
And another problem there, just a little bit sticky on the final gate, and the time is ticking away. They're going to be outside of the top 3 into 7th place. Disappointment there for Yves Prigent, Loïc Cavella, but it is still France leading the competition with 2 boats to go.
And
Jean-Manico Caillol leading the way.
They can smile. They have a medal. Last year they missed the medal in Mikuláš for 0 something.
Okay, well, congratulations to France. You have 1 medal, but there's still an opportunity to come through. And Schröder-Bettger of Germany holding on to 2nd place. Zhang Deng currently in 3rd place. 2 boats to go, and on course it is the Hochschorner brothers, the legend. And probably fair to say not quite the dominant force that they were, but let's not rule them out. They were the fastest raw time in the semi-final, but they had penalties. Can they beat that time, do you think?
Yeah.
103, I'd say.
Well, you heard it here, 103. They certainly clean on the top 8 gates of the course, but a little bit down the lines on this middle and bottom section.
It's really funny how the front guy is waiting for the back guy to do the job, and when he's not pleased with what the other guy is doing, then he just waits, pedal up, and then wait for him to do something.
Well,
touch on the gate 14.
It looks like the challenge from Slovakia is starting to fade, because 4 seconds of penalties and 7.6 seconds down on the split. So I think in the finish line area, Jean-Manico Caillol will be breathing again, but still 1 more boat to go. And can the Hochschorners rescue this and get on the podium? Well, I think they might have just answered my question. And in fact, it is one of those runs from the Hochschorners. And Peter Hochschorner will go into 9th place. So what that does mean, Jean-Manico Caillol of France are guaranteed, well, in fact, France is guaranteed a gold medal in this competition. Don't know which crew yet, but Schröder-Bettger of Germany will be on the podium. So essentially it is between the People's Republic of China and France for that final podium spot here in the final category of the first ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup of the 2016 season. And it's not to be for the Hochschorner brothers. So now the final crew in this, the C2 men's final here in Ivrea in Italy. And it's the fastest boat from the semi-final. It's Pierre Picot and Hugo Bissot of France. And effectively, it's France against France for the gold medal.
Yeah, after their disappointing selection trials, I think Pierre and Hugo will huge World Cup circuit this year, so we can expect from them a good run.
Well, 60 points up for grabs for a World Cup win. It's a 5-race series and double points in the final race, but a 2-second penalty, an easy touch, that one. It's
yeah, we touch the same in semi-finals.
Not the same pole though, but yeah, they can be really smooth on the bottom section. Don't forget that Caio Cianimanico had a terrible sprint at the end, but still a huge time.
But with +4, it would be difficult to beat
yeah.
them.
So now +4 and +6. We get on the podium, remember.
It's looking good for Caio Cianimanico, I think.
So for the podium, it's 1:10.45. That's what it takes to get on the podium here this afternoon. And 6 seconds of penalties, that's quite a big ask. They're going to have to go faster than anybody else has been in this C2 men. They're still racing hard into the final 3 gates.
They have 10 seconds to beat the Chinese now. It's looking hard with the +6. Allez.
It's a good finish.
So inside the commentary box, there's a lot of cheering for France. It's gold for France, but it is not Pierre Picot and Hugo Bissot. They go into 4th place. So that concludes the final here, and it is Nicolas Cianmanico, Hugo Caillol of France who take the gold medal, 60 points in the ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup. And
Well
David
done.
Schroeder and Nico Betke of Germany, they take silver. And it is
Part of history here.
Zhang Deng of the People's Republic of China getting on the podium in bronze medal too. Here we see Picot Bissot of France in the final, and that just proved costly. They finish in 4th place, so still some strong points in the World Cup series. Your reflections on that C2 final? I know you would have loved to have been in it, but well, you predicted that Cianmanico Caillol would win.
Yeah, Pat was right, and it's really impressive from them. And if we take it from the start, then we won the qualification run, then Picot Bissot won the semi-final, and then Cianmanico Caillol the final run. So it's quite showing that the French crew has resources, I'd say. But the Chinese here is the biggest surprise, and Schroeder Betge, if I'm right, they were podium at the Euro Champs a few weeks ago now. So it's a good start of the season with a +4 and just 1 second.
Yeah, you're right there. So it is gold for France. Cianmanico Caillol taking the honours, 60 points in the ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup. C2 men's, Schroeder Betge in silver, Zhang Deng in bronze for the People's Republic of China. And the experience here in Ivrea in northern Italy has been very positive indeed. We've had a great crowd, a warm welcome, and your reflections on the racing. Have you enjoyed your week here in Italy?
Yeah, the Italians are really incredible. Everyone's really kind with us at the hotel, here at the course. The organization is fine, and the weather was...
the course is really good.
Right.
It's so much fun to be on the water here.
Big course, big drops, big stoppers. You never know when you are at the start line, you never know what's going to happen, so it's really exciting.
Well, you heard it here. It's a thumbs up all round. Well done, Italy. You've put on a good show here for the first ICF World Cup of 2016. And of course, next weekend we will be in La Seu d'Urgell in Spain, the iconic venue for canoe slalom, the venue from the 1992 Olympic Games. And you can follow all that action live here on Planet Canoe. And of course, the following week we go over the Pyrenees to France, to Pau, and that of course also serves a bit of as a pre-World Championships for the World Championships in Pau in 2017. What can we look forward to in Pau?
Big organization, they are working on it. There's so many people working on it, and there is Sébastien Combo, the former K1 for the Olympics, that will is part of the organization. So as Tony Estanguet from Far and Christophe Prigent. So I think we can expect good organization and a lot of French crowd as well. So.
Well, we always get a good show when we go to France, and not only with the paddlers on the water, but the organisation. There's the points for the C2 for race 1, but remember it's a 5-race series, it's a long season.
Beautiful city.
And double points, but they're from Ivrea in Italy, in this great historic city. Then here you can see in the foreground the whitewater course, in the background it is the city, and of course the Alps, and that lovely cold fresh snow melting water. But from myself, Andy Maddock in the commentary box, and a big thank you to Pierre-Antoine Tillard and Eden Lerouillet of the French team. We'll see you Duchel, and of course don't forget you can follow us live at Planet Canoe throughout the course of the weekend, but also through the course of this ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup Series. So for now from Ivrea, it's goodbye. We will see you in Laseo Duchel in Spain next weekend.
Arrivederci.